as I mentioned before, as well as Duji and then the rest of the speakers, now that we have another major segment which is called digitized operation. Now, under this digitized operation, what you look at was that how do you automate the operational processes, which makes organizations cost effective, and you bring in that agility as an essential characteristics for an organization to how you bring in that uncertainty of changes in the competitive environment and the changing the business environment that obligates and how the organizations act faster to those changes or obligations which is coming up. So we are actually currently facing that sort of environment. And this is more towards how we look at the data-driven business approach, how the organizations are treating their assets and so on. So here is the main objective of this digitized operations. As you can see, I'm going to cover the customer-centric process automation portion of it here. On this customer-centric process automation, what kind of methodologies that the organizations or the customer-centric process automation, where the organizations are how they're using the automation technology to systematically automate the business processes, and how they improve the operations, and then they guide the workforce efforts, and by the way, they're creating the customer experience through that automation process. Okay, so when it comes to expectation, where as a organization, when we start off with the whole process of digitization, what will happen if we start with this SmackTech enabled organizations, where the SmackTech, which is mainly talking about social media, mobile analytics, and the cloud engagement that has come to every single organization today. So in today, there is no organizations which is exceptional today without having this SmackTech policy. So how an organizations are moving towards this cloud strategy, and that of course becoming fundamental for every organization. And here what we are looking at what sort of SmackTechs necessary to enable the operational efficiency that has taken into the different angle itself in an organization, in order to ensure that this business processes are completed in time. We need to automate and orchestrate those applications behind the scene to ensure that the data sources are orchestrated. And these mostly the third and most important part what you're talking about here, which is that we need to ensure these processes and the efforts that we are building are to support that automation system, which is important for us to take care of a time-based and event-based situational dependencies. And if you don't account for those dependencies that exist between these applications, then there is no way of visibility into those applications that actually are the baseline for completion of these successful changes. Now, one last thing I would like to cover, where the customer-centric automation, which envisages that you have the centralized control, and then you have the system-made automation process. This is part of your what we call the island of automation, where the automation is just taking part of your ecosystem, not the organization-wise executing where the entire context of the organization. So when you look around this customer-centric process automation, there is a context built around the SmackTech changes methodology, which those sort of organizations, they interact with the aspect of its customers, how the processes need to be automated and how the process efficiencies are built into those processes and so on. next, how we look at this in order to bring this automation into the picture, we set this expectation. They are present with the respect of the process automation. When you look at the process automation, it is systems. We usually look at the consistency and the visibility across every single organization, every single aspect of these areas. So that means that what we are going to figure out is whether you are using a standard, preferably good graphical interfaces, and you have a faster process of deployment, and then you have the proper programming interfaces, and then it is about error detection, as well as how do you obviously there is no system that you can drive in principle, or any of the automation system that is ensure the efficiencies are built in, right? So the last part what you look at here, where the most important, how do we gain that mean time to recover from the failures. Now, I also want to touch about some of the small other areas what I wanted to touch about here, where I couldn't touch about SLAs, right? So the SLA improvement, which is how this business processes there is no business exists in any organization that has not adhered to the SLA principles. Now, it is important for us to understand the business processes do not fall under the SLA's criteria. Then generally it is not constituted as a critical business processes. So when you need a SLA to monitor these business processes, then you bring in that efficiency in that improved scale. Okay. So one another point that we wanted to look at here, where how do you bring in that automation where you eliminate the L1 and L2 task, and how do you automate those L1 and L2 tasks so that your team or your employees should be able to work more towards the cognitive works rather than working on those troubleshooting and day-to-day operations, right? And when you look at the certain criteria out here, there are factors which is specifically shown here, and these are help kind of you. What you see over here are the how do you gain that efficiency out here? Okay. Now let's move on to judging process. When it comes to judging process, what we look at is how we can ensure that we are adhering to the automation principles. One criteria is a vision. Now, when it comes to vision, how do you apply the technology into the underpinning of every successful company, and how do you drive that every business functions spanning across the customer relations? And then this sort of business functions and the people management, where you move towards the autonomous digital enterprise, rather than you either you want to move towards autonomous digital enterprise, or you wanted to move towards the digital enterprise, or still you wanted to be in that partially automated organization. So this autonomous digital enterprise concept, which comprises of intelligence, and also it has the interconnected technology-based enabled value creation systems, which will help you operate in a minimum human involvement across every part of the organizations. And when we extend this, when we look at the extent of automation over here, this automation from the purview of manual and ad hoc specific institutionalization. Next, which is the operational efficiency. When you look at that operational efficiency, which is significantly, it reduces the IT resources required to maintain the scripting, coding, and sequence scheduling. And when you look at the error remediation process, when you synchronize these process, you keep the business users where you set the application that is owned by them itself. So when you relocating the existing IT resources to the other value added services, like you can have those resources being retained for the value added services rather than you put them into the operational services. The fourth aspect, which is risk assessment, where how you significantly remove the manual overrun, and then which is caused by the manual risk practices and remediation process. So I will cover that part into the detail about how we assess it. The final last part, which is the ownership. When it comes to ownership, how the ability of the self-service, how you build that self-service dashboards to manage and control your applications, and this way you can easily pick up the number of tickets from each business sector is clearly indicating on the business sector wise, and it is most importantly, how do you get it to the right team without passing into the several levels. Now, as an assessment criteria, what we look at here, this is based on the levels we are going to recognize the organizations, right? When we start with the vision, how we can judge which we can assess an organization using this framework. The vision is a very broad concept that you're talking about here, but we really wanted what the thoughts process around the organizations are at this point in time. Some may be in the startup mode, some may be in the sustenance mode. That's why we want to understand the vision, and then we classify them into the 4 levels. Is whether you wanted to be autonomous, or you wanted to be a digital enterprise, or semi-automation, or the partial automation. So here we go for extent where how do you do this institutionalized, where everyone in this ecosystem has been addressed, or you build something like a self-learning system, right? How do you bring in that operational efficiency, where how much of reduction of IT resources to continue the day-to-day activities that you are making on a daily basis, and how do you perform those value-added services? And those are the areas which has been discussed. And also, how do you measure the depend on the ratio that you have in terms of level 3 staff performing in the activities. Now, if the level 3 staff, if the large efficiency gain as L3 staff can deploy into the value-added business, but if they are into moderate level, then you put then you are not optimized fully. So therefore, that's the level we are looking at. Now, when you look at the merit category, they will fall into the ad hoc basis. Yeah, most of the time they will be involving as and when required. Third part, which is application integration. Application integration. It is very important aspect of automation, of customer-centric process automation, where all these business processes are always multiples of application which is actually interact with each other. So these application integration is built in where all these applications can communicate easily with each other to set the gold standard. So when you are looking at gold standard, where the application methodology, where you use this API based integration, and then if you have any any people, let's say 10 applications, which one of the application don't have the API, where your old methodologies, where the when you reach, then you have one application which is still on the old school methodology, where you get into the deadlock situation, where somebody need to manually come and enter some of the work to make it automatic. So this way, you will never get the process across enterprise to get into the fully automated environment. So if all your applications and API based, all the integrated adopted based on the based on if all the applications are connected through the APIs, then you are setting up the gold standard. Next, so here the assessment is done based on the level of integration. Next is the error remediation. If you look at where now we are talking about the cognitive automation. It's all about know your database. It's all about see how you're handling with your known errors and how do you handle this auto remediations and all that. So when you are dealing with that, what will happen if you have a system which automatically fix the issue, the remediation happens automatically. You don't need to get involved. So that is the stage where the gold standard which has been set. But second, silver level, where you know the issues, which the known errors are managed, but it is not continuous update. So you have to work reactively. So you are being reported and then you are trying to remediate. Third level, where you raise the error or known error ticket, and then you try to identify root cause, and then you have a process, but you try to work on it. Fourth level, where everything happens manually. Somebody, you need to appoint someone to come and investigate it, some auditor to come and investigate it, and then you follow the process to remediate that. But if you even don't have any sort of mechanism to how you follow that process, then of course you are not qualifying to be in that competition. Last part, which is the ownership. When it comes to ownership, we look at that how much control in your business users on to control the business processes itself. Right? They can manage their own set of business model processes, and it is generally happen in an ad hoc system where everything goes into the operational systems. So here also we look at the ability of the business owners to manage and monitor their own operation, and here where they get everything to be notified, and then here the second level, which is silver level, where some owners manage the application on their own for the rest of the ticket to operate or pass it to the operational team, so on. So the detailed analysis, of course, will be done later, because we don't have time and luxury to cover everything within a very short period of time. But I hope that this will give you the high level expectation in terms of what do we expect and what all are the levels have been defined and how we are going to assess it. Yeah, that's it from my end in terms of this. Further clarification, please go to our website. We will upload the full contents where you should be able to gain much more knowledge about it. Thank you very much. Over to you, Shiv.